Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com with another video about Django, Python, and this is going to be views. So now we know how to create the stores of data in our application, so the models. Then we would migrate them, which then adds them to the database, creates the tables, all that stuff. We know how to create our app, which is where we put the models, and connect that app through settings.py to our grander application. And we can connect that model to the admin so that way we can add and delete individual items from that model in the backend admin panel. That's what we did in the last video. In this video, we're going to learn about views, how you can create the visuals, the websites that people actually visit. So let's take a look. So basically, we're going to go to views.py here. Oops, wrong. Okay. And here we have I'm going to which views.py am I in? Okay, I'm in this one, and all I'm going to do is we're just going to show you a quick, easy way to do this. So from Django.http import HTTP response. It just sends basically a brief response. Okay, and then let's say we want to use the models. From models import animal. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that each of the views are a function. So we create a function, so we're going to call it an index view. Okay, we receive the request object so that a request gets passed in to the function. Okay. So we're going to just say our animals. We're going to create a variable called animals that equals all of our animals. And that's going to equal animal dot objects. I think that should be all of them. Okay. And then we're just going to return that. So we'll return HTTP response output. Not output. HTTP response animals. We'll see what we get back. So save. Okay. I'm sure that's let's just do the first animal. So we'll just say first one. See what we get. I guess I'll leave it at that for a moment. Okay. Then we need to connect that to a URL. Okie dokie. So let's see here. We need to head over to URLs, which we need to actually make a urls.py here. urls.py. Okay, and then in this urls.py, we're going to bring in the URLs module. So from Django.urls import path. Path is the function that dictates a path. And then from this folder here, we're going to import views. Okay. And then we'll create a URL patterns, which equals a list. The first one will be path. So this is going to be the root. And that's going to be views dot the view we just made index. We'll leave it at that. Okay, and then that's our views there. That's the app level views. So see, that's in animals, but it doesn't know to send anything there unless I have to go to the app level views. Okay. And let's see here. I think what I want to do is, again, this is the main URL, so I need from here I need to import, and I think it would be animals dot URLs. And then basically if we go to, so here, if we go to any path that starts with animals slash, it'll take them to animals.urls. This should be in a function called include. Okay. Let's hope for the best on that one. I'm not 100% sure that's what I wanted to do. Let's see here. From add an import from other app dot views import home. Oh, okay, so that's what I was supposed to do. So from animals dot views import else import. Oh, so we need to actually import that include function. I'm just reading the docs right there in the commented code right above. Add a URL pattern path blog. Path home is in view. Oh, I see. Okay, so I don't need this right now. And then we do that. Animals.urls. Good. Include import include path. Import that's right there, but whatever. Cool. Okay, so that all worked itself out. So now when I do any URL that starts with animals, okay, here's complaining that animals is not defined. And this is in so let's just try this. Import animals. See if it still complains. Has no attribute URLs. Let's think about that. Why is that the case? Might be in the internet here. No. Views. Let's test this out. It's saying animals is not defined, but it should be technically grabbing from this folder and then to this urls.py, which would then drive it to this urls.py file here, which would then see this route and render that view, which would then take it to views, the index view, which then just returns the animal. So let's give it a shot. The server is running. So local host animals. Nope. Let's see. Does the main route still work? So servers frozen. Let's see here. Line 22 module name animals is not defined. Okay, so I went back to my views in my animals, so animals.views, and I just changed this to respond hello world just so we can test out that it works. Okay, so this, instead of responding with animals, we're going to respond with hello world. So if you want, just so you can test out that this function will run. Okay, and just to kind of retrace our steps, what happens is that, actually just go to the main URLs. So again, to import a particular set of URLs, I had to do this. So from animals, I import URLs. Then I did path animals include URLs. Okay. And that works. So now when I go to animal slash, it goes to URLs, which takes it to here. So it takes it to the animal URLs. It sees that this is the root route, so which sends it to this particular view. So it goes to the views and looks for the index function in views. And then here's the index function in views, which only sends a response hello world currently. So let me save that. Let the server restart for a moment. Now if I go back to here and I hit refresh, okay, see I get hello world. Okay, cool, so it works. So now let's work on like a view. So now we're going to go back to our URLs for animals, now that we have that set up. Okay. Views I want to go to. And we'll just create another one, just so we can try out, show you how you can just make as many as you want here. And what I also want to do is also, I have render already coming in, so that's fine. So let's see here. Def other. I'll just call it other, why not? Request. And request, and in this case we will render now this is function, and we're going to return the result of render. Return render. We'll send in the request object, and we're going to send it to animals slash other.html, and we're going to send in nothing at the moment, so we're just sending in an empty bracket. Okay, which would be a dictionary. Well, actually, we'll send one thing. We'll send hello, which will equal hello world. And we'll just start with the blank one for now, just to show you that this works one step at a time. So essentially what we're saying is that this other function is going to render this HTML file. So now I need a URL that points to that. So I'm going to create another path. So comma, path, other, views dot other. Okay, save. And then once we get there, views dot other. That should all work now. We actually have to make the file though. So let's say make the actual HTML file. Okay. So what we need to do is for any HTML files we're going to refer to in the animals folder, we have to create a templates folder. new folder called templates, because that's where it looks. And inside templates, it looks for new folder. It's going to look for a folder by the same name as the app. So animals. Okay. So when it says animals / other HTML, it's looking in here. So other.html. Okay. So just to kind of tie that back in. So if I go back to my views, see it says animals / other HTML. It's really looking for a templates folder in that app. And then look for animals other HTML. So here we have an HTML file. We'll just quickly spin up a basic one. Let's do an h1 hello world. Okay, and technically in here you should have access to Jinja. Let me just remember what the syntax for Jinja is. This like the curly bracket with the parentheses. I always forget if it's 2 parentheses or 1 parenthesis. Let's do a quick search on Jinja. Jinja. All I need to do is see a quick example. Come on, there you go. Thank you. Okay, so essentially, I mean, if you've used templating languages before, it's pretty straightforward. So it just means, so that's a bracket, and basically anything you can do there, you can do a valid Python expression. So I can do something like goodbye. So here's the string goodbye, and I can do plus world, the string of world, and it should end up printing goodbye world. And what I'll do is I'll wrap this in an H2. So let me just cut that and put that in H2. So that way when we render this view, you can see that I can, just so you can see sort of what Jinja can do. Accidentally do this. Okay, Control X, Control V. I did it again. Control X, Control V. There we go. So if I save this, now when I go to, and again, let's go back to the URL. Let's see what the URL is going to be. So it should be animals / other. So animals / other. 5, did you forget to register this block? Block on tag time. Goodbye. Did you forget to register or load this tag? Boo. Goodbye. Well, I think it needs to be double quotations. That's the problem. Okay, let me go back to. Let me try this again. Goodbye. Plus world. But at least it's rendering the file. So the fact that it's referring to goodbye means it actually is trying to render it. So let's refresh. Okay. I'll have to come back to Jinja, but something like that. I'm just going to remove that for a moment just so you can see this render successfully. And there you go. You get a hello world. Let's see here. Okay, so just coming back to the Jinja for a moment. So when you have, so basically here's what it comes down to. When you have it with the percentage sign, that's like a block, so it's just code. So it can't be printing anything out. So if I want to actually print goodbye world, it needs to be 2 curly brackets on both sides. So because that means I'm going to print something, print the result of the expression out. So in this case, I could do plus goodbye world. So this expression where I concatenate these 2 strings. Okay, this should work now. So refresh. Boop, 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 boop. Well, it works if I just put the string. So we'll just illustrate this works. Goodbye world. And say it prints the result out. So if I wanted to print something out, I would just print it out. There's a lot more to Jinja. I'll go back and read up and then do more details on Jinja in the next video. But just wanted to kind of make you guys aware that you have this templating language that Django will kind of render for you when you set up all these templates, which is nice. Okay, so again, to kind of recap, you have to create a function that says how you're going to handle the view, whether you're just going to do an HTTP response, which just sends a string, or if you're going to do a render, which renders a template. You have to decide in these functions. In the URLs file is where you'll say which path goes to which function. But this URLs file belongs to this particular app, so animals urls.py. So to make sure that the whole app sees it, I have to make sure I register with the main URLs file here using the include function. Okay, so that's sort of the recap of today. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video.